అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. సర్వేభ్యో నమో నమః. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. Today is another good day for all of us that we are going to have a lecture on a very important topic of influence of Sanaatana Dharma on the culture of Europe. Sanaatana Dharma culture on Europe. Okay, now we will start with Vande Mataram. I request Venkateswar Rao Garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Okay, sir. Sri Guru Pranama. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Supalam Malayaja Sitalam Sajjamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Subrajosna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Sobhini Suhasini Sumadura Bhashini Sukadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు. Now let us request Venkateswarlu Garu to chant Pradhana, please.
One minute మౌనం పాటించిన తర్వాత 3 సార్లు ఓంకారము తర్వాత ప్రార్థన.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we'll talk later.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We are doing Pradhana. After that, you can unmute.
ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराज्यं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje. Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave. Na Guroh Paramam Sisurasmi Guru. Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guru. Jnananandamayan Devan Nirmalaspatikakrutim. Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivamupaasmahe. Shruti Smriti Purananamayam Karunalayam. Namami Bhagavatpada Sankaram Loka Sankaram. Sankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam. Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine. Vyomavad-vyapta dehaya dakshinamurtaye namaha. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Matrudevo Bhava Pitrudevo Bhava Acharya Devo Bhava Atithi Devo Bhava. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ధన్యవాదములండి వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారు.
Colonel Babu, can I share the screen? I'm
Yeah, you are allowed to share the screen. Try it out.
okay. Thank you very much, Colonel Babu. First of all, my regards to all of you, and allowing me, and also thanking Colonel Babu and all of you to give this presentation. And as you know, the title is on the influence of Sanaatana Dharma on the Europe. So it's a very long presentation, and I think I will go little faster. We have been doing a lot of work on the cultural similarities in many continents. Today I will restrict to Europe, and we found that the whole of Europe at one time was Sanatan culture. Now there are various groups, and we'll show you some clippings. We can't go into the details of each and every cultural group, but broadly speaking, we'll touch upon little bit on each one of them, the major ones. So if you talk of Europe, the major groups are the Celts. The first is Celts. Now, Celts are spread in Britain, Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal, North Italy, and the Baltic countries and Balkans, which is Macedonia. This is one group, and I will go more in detail about the Celts later. The second group is Baltics, which is Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarusia, Estonia. Then the Scandinavians, they are the Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and the Finns are Estonia and Finland. In Transylvania is Austria, Hungary, Romania, then the Germanic, Flemings, Polish. There is a very important group called Slavics. Now, the Slavics are in Poland, Czechoslovakia, Slovakia, Ukraine, Russia, Greece. And that is one. Poland, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, Ukraine, Russia. And then the Greece, Crete, Italy, Macedonia. And the last group that I will be covering is Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Now let us come down to the Celts. Recently, my book has been published on the Celts. They are the people who migrated during Lord Parshuram's time. We all know that Lord Parshuram conquered the world 21 times. But where did he conquer? This is one study that we have done. And before I proceed further, I would like to tell you that whatever information I'm giving to you has been given to me by the elders of these countries. It has not been taken from the books. Very little, just to have broader ideas, we have referred to the books. Otherwise, the elders, the gurus of these countries have given us this information, and we work on ground and we are one-to-one with them. We have similar kind of seminars with them, webinars with them, and they visit India, we visit them. So there is a great interaction, physical interaction with all the gurus that I will cover now. Now the Celts are the most important. They were in the whole of Europe at one time, but right now they are concentrated in few countries. And their main god is Lord Parshuram. And they call him God Danda. And he is known as God with battle axe and cauldron. We all know that God Parshuram had battle axe and cauldron. We know that, Parsa and Kamandal. That's famous to recognize Lord Parshuram. And at the same time, he not only conquered many countries, these Celtic people who migrated from India thousands of years, I mean, even earlier than Ramayana, And so we found that Britain was a Hindu kingdom. I'm not saying England. Generally, people are used to calling England, but there is a difference between Britain and England. The people who live in Britain are called Britons, and who live in England are English. They are different areas in United Kingdom, and that's why it is called United Kingdom. So the Britons are the Celtic people. Now there was a famous war between Rome and the France. That time the France was called the Gaul, and Rome was ruled by Julius Caesar, and Gaul, they had a tribal king, and they were all Celtic people. His name was Vercingetorix. It's a very famous battle in the history, which is 58 BC and 250 BC. This battle was fought. Unfortunately, the Celtic king Vercingetorix lost this battle. And then the Rome took the shelter of church, and they massacred the Celtic people, slaughtered them, thrashed them, and many of them had to migrate from that area. Now let me explain which are these Celtic countries. Now this is the map of United Kingdom. You see, this is United Kingdom. In this, there are three of them. I will go more into details. in which this is Ireland. And these are the ancient names, like Ireland is called Ire. Alba is Scotland. And similarly, this is Wales and this is Cornwall. And this is Brittany in France. Similarly, there is a place in Spain and Portugal. They are all Celtic countries even today. When we had the last time Commonwealth Games in India, each one of them had their separate teams. Like United Kingdom had 5 teams. So they were independent countries. And there is a small tiny island here called Isle of Man. That's very, very important. See, this is the same thing arranged in a different manner. So this is Scotland, this is Wales, this is Cornwall, this is Isle of Man, this is Ireland, and this is Brittany in France, and these are the areas in Spain and Portugal. They are all Celtic countries. Now you see they have different flags. They're all different flags, and they're all part of Commonwealth countries. Now, Isle of Man is such a tiny little island. You can go around that island in just couple of hours. But this is one of the oldest parliament of the world. It has a government. They have a prime minister. It falls under the United Kingdom only for 2 things: foreign policy and the defense. They call this island as the island of Manu. This is Manu Dweep in their in the Celtic sacred scripts. This is the island of Manu, and that is why it is also called Manu An. Manu An means Manu. An in Sanskrit means Ananta. The Manu who is Anant. So that is the island where Manu. They say that Manu. It is the island of Manu. Now this is how these Celtic people migrated. They started from Hindu Kush, went up to Austria, and in Austria there is a place called Hallstatt, which you can see in this, is a very famous World Heritage Site, and that is how they migrated right up to United Kingdom, Ireland, France, so many countries. They also went to many other European countries, but this is where their concentration is. See, this is another map. So they migrated from Hallstatt, the Austria, and then went up to Switzerland. There are many mountains, Alps covered with snow. Also, they went to Italy. They ruled Italy also, and then the Gaul, which is France, Belgium, Germany. They're Celtic countries. So this is how they moved, and they are still there. Now the Balkans are in Macedonia, mostly in that area. So you can generally you can say that they were in whole of Europe. Even today, you can find traces of the Celts in other countries. Now you'll be surprised that social structure is same as our social structure in ancient time. Now in our ashram also, they have 3 stages of learning. The first is called bards. In India, we call Bharad or Bhat or Charan. They are the people who write poetry. They used to be in the king's courtyard. They were writing history. I do not know what are they called in Andhra Pradesh or southern India, but in northern India they are called Bharad, and that is the Bharad. Like like Prithviraj Chauhan had a bard called Chandra Bardai. He Chandra Bardai. If you have heard of Chandra Bardai with Prithviraj Chauhan. Now, the next stage of learning was what we call Vrats. We call Vrats. It's a Sanskrit word, Vrats. Before become a Dvij, you become Vrats. So they are called Vrats. There are Vrats in whole of Europe. And the last stage of learning is they call druids, we call Dwij, we call Twijam. So they are the Twijam, they are the druids, they are the Dwij, the most learned people. And in the Celtic countries, they were the philosophers, they were teachers, they were counselors, they were judges. And so it is the same social structure that India had in ancient time, which is still continuing in Europe. You know, they are having ashrams in large groves with the trees. They have one-to-one Guru Shishya Parampara even today. Even today, they have this Guru Shishya Parampara. Now, this is their goddess. You can see now these coins, which you can see, it has a goddess here. I put a picture of the goddess. Now you know the church is so much against Trishula, but you can see on their own coin there is a Trishul. She is called Goddess Brittany, and she is Bhadrakali. We call Bhadrakali, Brittany, Britain, Britain, Britannia. All these words have come out from this Bhadrakali. You know, there is a temple of Bhadrakali in Kurukshetra. Now, when we studied the gods and goddesses, the names are coming out almost similar. Now, if you see this. This is Narad Muni. Now, if you see the first word in there, it is called Lugas Devrish. Devrish is Devrish. Lugas means God. It is a Sanskrit word. We have evaluated, and I will not tell you in detail today because it will take a lot of time. But they call Devrish Devrish. Same thing. And what is he meant for? Lugas, king of gods. That means he is a god, king of gods. And we also say Devrish. He is Rishi of Devtas. So he is Devrish and they also call Devrish. Now, Lord Parshuram is called Dagadish. We also call Vishnu Dagadish. We also have Jagadish. They call Dagadish, we call Jagadish. There's no difference at all. So they are worshipping Lord Parshuram. Now, let me explain to you why it is called, what is Danu? Danu is their Celtic mother goddess, and it is a river in Europe. It is a very famous river in Europe. It is the second largest river in Europe. And who is Danu? And the European culture is called Danubi culture. And you know, Danu was the wife of Rishi Kashyapa. So Rishi Kashyapa uh, was ruling the Europe, and we said that when Lord Parshuram gave up his arms and he stopped fighting, he handed over all the empire to Rishi Kashyapa. He left it to him. And that is why the whole of Europe is a Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana culture. And we can find them now on ground. Now, this is the Druids of Brittany, France. One Druidess, she came, well, you can see her here with long hair. She came and stayed with me for 3 months and she narrated the entire story. And you see, you can see me here. They are fire worshippers. There is a fire going on here which you can't see clearly, but they are not allowed by the present governments to worship in the town. So they go into deep jungle, they light fire, and they go around it 7 times. Initially, before lighting the fire, they to purify, they sprinkle water like we do it in our temples, and also they light dhoop, the agarbatti, the smoke. They purify each and every member with the dhoop. And when they go around, they chant Om in a different manner. Like they will take one circle, then they will say then take two more circles, go around two more times, then they'll say ooh, then again two more times, then they will say ma. So instead of chanting om at one time, they chant a, u, ma, which makes om. Now this is called Celtic cross. Uh, now this Celtic cross looks like a church cross, but it is not church cross. It is very significant. There is a circle around it. You can see a circle around it. There is a ring here. Now that is the difference. But this Celtic cross, the church borrowed from this and made their own cross. Now, what does this depict? I will tell you later on, because this is very, very important for Sanatana Dharma. What is this photograph has been taken by me in an island in Scotland, which is called Iona. Now, that Iona was a Vishnu temple. Exactly, there was a Vishnu temple which they destroyed. I will take you to Iona also among the slides. Now, on the right hand side, you can see I'm there with my wife, and this is in England. This is at the Stonehenge. Now, Stonehenge is a World Heritage Site, and if you have ever visited Delhi, Jaipur, or Ujjain, the similar yantra is called Ram yantra in our labs. This is called Jantar Mantar. In Jantar Mantar, this is called Ram yantra. It is same as Stonehenge of England. Now, this is what I found in Iona. I told you it's an ancient Vishnu temple in Scotland. Now, you can see this is the podium, and there are three fishes here. So when I inquired, those people said that yes, this is our god. So which is this fish god? We also worship fish god, and our fish god, their fish god is called salmon fish, and we call Matsya Avatar. So this is Matsya Devta, and they consider salmon fish as their first god. And mind you, they worship many incarnations of Lord Vishnu. I will come to that slowly. And what do they call them? What do they call them? I will come to that also. Now, this figure is very famous, like triple goddess. So it is something like that. I will not go into too much of detail because I have a lot of slides to cover. And they are also having sacred wells. This is of Iona. And on the right hand side, you can see this is a fireplace. It was lying there. It was just abandoned. I just took a shot. So maybe once upon a time, they were doing this fire worshipping. Now they have sacred wells. Now what church has done is they just put cross on them. Otherwise, in whole of Europe, there are sacred wells. The next slide is very, very important. You can see this slide. This is of England. In England, there's a place called Bradford. And next to the Bradford, there are many hills. And there they find ancient swastika. Just imagine how ancient this swastika. It is being protected by the government. And if you can see here, it is called swastika. And the hill range is called swastik range. It is there in England now. And this map you can even see on Google. There's another place called Glastonbury. And the Glastonbury is a place which is a very holy place for the church. But the Druids say this is our holy place. Church has just captured it. It is called Glastonbury, and it is also called Isle of Avalon. And why it is so famous? If you have heard of King Arthur, his Excalibur, the goddess from the pond, she came out and gave this Excalibur sword to King Arthur. And it is and the church, the Jesus Holy Grail. We all know the famous Holy Grail of Jesus. People say that it was brought to this place, and that is why there is a stream here. You can see it is pink. So just say it is because the Jesus blood was poured down here by his uncle. so it has become red. But there is much detailed information on chalice well. Maybe the next time when I come, I will tell you why this chalice well or the Glastonbury is so much important. But the question is, when you can see me here, you can see my wife and one of the friend who took us there. And the story is that why was the Holy Grail of Jesus brought here all the way to England? Why? What is the reason? So there is a theory behind it, which I'm not going to tell you today. It's a long story. Now, this is in Ireland. You can see this. This is like Shivlinga. The place is called Tara. Now, this place was the biggest ashram of Dujam, all the Druids. The Druids, our Brahman Druids, this was the biggest ashram. And this is a very famous place. All the Druids go and pray here even today. Now, like in ancient time, the king used to visit the ashram. The king will go to the gurus. The gurus will never go to the king. So similarly, this is a druid's ashram where the king had to visit on ceremonies. Otherwise, no law of the king was applicable here. And it is one of the most ancient astronomical laboratory, which I'm going to cover in detail. The festival dates, the 8 festival dates of the Celtic people are coinciding with Sanatana Dharma festivals. And the observations are made from here. How they are doing it, I will show you a slide. So the festival dates are same. And this, in my prediction, it is something similar to what we have in Ujjain, Mahakaleshwar. Now, this is a very, very famous place from our study point of view, and it is very, very important. Now, part of this observatory, you can see this. There is a dome here. This is called Tara complex, and there is you can see you see a gate and a lintel here. Now the sun rays enters this into this only during Uttarayana, only Uttarayana, just few days it enters. There's a big slideshow on this with us. Maybe sometime I will cover this. And it is part of the observatory when the Uttarayana comes. People used to come to know now it is the time for Uttarayana. Now you see this. I told you on Tara how they are taking readings. They have many they have many places, temples, and many stones, and they take the readings from the sun, and that is how they decide on the festival dates. It is being done even today. And it's so important that all these 8 festivals are our festivals. They are Hindu festivals. They are Sanatana Dharma festivals. Similar kind of place is in Brittany. That is called Gauriness. You can see me standing there. Now, the importance of this Gauriness is that during Uttarayana time, from in December time, you can see this tunnel. The sun rays enters this only for 8 days. That is from 18th December to 26th December. That is the only 8 days. The sun rays will come and strike a stone, which is towards the end. You can see this. You can see this stone. It strikes this for 8 days only. Why 8 days? During those 8 days, there is no increase of a night period or a day period. It is all the constant, maybe just few seconds. So for 8 days, there is no increase of night or a day. So those 8 days are very, very important. And sun rays enters it only for those 8 days. Similarly, in the Brittany, France, this is Carnac. Thousands of stones are lined up, almost a kilometer or two long. You can see me here, and there is a druid here who took me to show this place. And this kilometer and a half length of stones, there are 6, 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of these stones. People say that maybe 6 to 7 rows of ancient time, the aliens were coming, but later on, we have a French scholar who comes to India, visits us. It is a calendar, one of the most ancient calendar. It would give the season. It will tell you when to sow seed, when to harvest. Now everything month wise, with the sun rays, they were determining. You can imagine how old is this calendar. But with this all of stones. Now this is a map of how Celtic people spread all over the Europe. Now I will come to Baltic countries. I told you about Lithuania. Now these Baltic countries, they call themselves, they are say that we are Rajputs, we are the warriors, Rajputs. And they agree that their ancestors migrated from India. Now, they are 4,000 kilometers away. They call themselves Rajput. Their culture is Vedic culture, 100% Vedic culture. Their language is Sanskrit. They struggled for independence from Russia. And they had a very large kingdom once upon a time, along with the Polish people, which was from Baltic Sea to Black Sea. That means it was much bigger than Russia. So they say that Bharat is our second motherland, and this gods and goddesses are same. I'll tell you a little. Now this is how they took independence from Russia. Like we used to have early morning during our independence struggle time, people will go around early morning, do prayers and everything. Prabhat Feri, we used to call it Prabhat Feri. So these people collected, they went from one village to the other, collected their local songs. They collected 5 lakh songs. And the Russia had to give them independence because I asked them why Russia is such a big country. They can they can run over you in few hours. He said, yes, Major Mathur, but our movement was so strong that if this movement had spread into inside of Russia, the whole of Russia would have disintegrated into many, many parts. I said, why? He said, in Russia, it is total Vedic culture. Russia is total Vedic culture. It is just that church had little influence. Now you can see it is a song festival. And this song festival is celebrated among the Baltic countries in rotation on 4th of July. You see, they make their own dressing. It's a very famous event now in the world. It is called Song Festival. And this is the picture on the extreme right is the guru who used to visit us, and he was given award by the government because he was a freedom fighter. And now she's the ex-president of Lithuania, and you can see Guru Mata here. She's now the guru, and she visits us every year, and her daughter. Now, this is one place in Lithuania. You can see me with the Guru Mata. You can see me with the Guru Mata here. This is similar to what we had in Chittor. They struggled and they fought against church for 300 years. They say we fought for our survival for 300 years. Can you imagine? And at this place of Plekarnis, this is the place towards the end when they could not defend. All of them, all those who were manning this, they jumped into the fire, like we hear of Chittor. So they say that India is a place of inspiration for us. We have learned so much from India, and we are still fighting it out. So that is the place you can see me visiting. Now imagine their god is Kalki god. Kalki god is they call Vitish. So when the Guru visited Jaipur, we have a Kalki temple. Now he visiting the Kalki god's horse. And if you see on the right hand side, this is the president's house. And on the president house, you can see this Kalki god. On that flag also, you will find Kalki god. And on there, you can see this. This is God Kalki on that coin. Now imagine they worship God Indra. And I was surprised when I took them to Hampi in South. Uh, the one of the Guru Mata's Shishya, she was carrying a bag with this black design. So I asked her, "What is this?" She said, "It is our sacred symbol." So I did not know what this sacred symbol was. But when we visited Hampi, in the Hampi, on the pillars, we found this sign, almost similar. So they said this is the symbol of our God, and we found it in Hampi. He said, "What is this symbol?" He said, "That is the symbol of Lord Indra." I asked the tourist guides and the people there, nobody knows that this is the symbol of God Indra. And they called Indra Parkunosh. It's a pure Sanskrit word, Parkunosh. And this is the ancient city, ancient capital. And there's a museum there, and you can see me there. And in the museum, they have the swastika. Now, swastika is banned by the church. They cannot display swastika. And when these people came to know, villagers came to know that I was there, the Indians have come. So they all gathered and sang songs for us. They were so happy that Indians have come. Now imagine, they worship Lakshmi, they worship Zami Mate, the Mother Earth, they worship Indra, they worship goddess Kali. Now Kali is called Laime, and the goddess Kali is called Laume. And we found that these are the names of goddess Lakshmi in Tripura. In Tripura, they have the same name, Laime, Laume, and the sun in Tripura is called Saule. Saule is a Sanskrit word, means anything which is shining is called Saule. And they call sun Saule. In Tripura also, they call Saule. We do not know what is the ancient link with Tripura and Lithuania. I do not know. But the names of Lakshmi, Laume, Kalima, Laime, Laume, and Saule is the same what they have in Lithuania. And this you can see this. You can see I'm among this marriage ceremony. They are fire worshippers. They have the same way of marriage like we have. This is hand fasting. You can see this hand fasting. And this is Guru Mata. She's taking them around 4 times the fire. So they have the same method of marriage. And this marriage is becoming very popular in Lithuania. They are forced to go to the church for the marriage because the marriage is only registered in church. But after the church marriage, they request the Guru Mata to perform their marriage in the traditional manner. So you can see this traditional marriage ceremony. This is the photographs of when Guru Mata, she became Guru Mata after the death of her husband. So you can see me here, and he is Mr. Chinmay Pandya. Chinmay Pandya ji is the pro vice chancellor of the university in Haridwar, Gayatri Parivar. So we decided that to win their heart, it is time to honor this Guru Mata. And so he agreed to my request. And when this is a ceremony going on to make her Guru Mata exactly same as we do it. They did fire worshipping. And then Chinmay Pandyaji honored Guru Mata with a degree of doctorate. And this is how, so you can see I can touching her feet. And we signed a MOU with the university to study Sanskrit and Lithuanian. And now Lithuania themselves claiming that our language is Sanskrit language. They have taken out a dictionary of Sanskrit and Lithuanian common words. I can give you one example. When I was taking Guru Mata around in southern India, we were visiting uh, 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 the famous temple. The famous temple. I'm forgetting the name. So Uh, there's a famous temple. Anyway, I will come to that once I recollect. Now you can see their swastika. This is how the swastika. Today, their swastika is there. Now this is they are visiting Haridwar, and this is Kankhal. Can you imagine this place in Haridwar where Shiva's wife, she became Sati, is called Kankhal. And this instrument of theirs, which is their sacred instrument, is also called Kankhal. There is a long story on this. We have done a lot of study on this. And so the same name, why there are same name of Lithuania? Now they also worship snake. You can see this. But that snake is greenish snake, not like our snake, because that our snake cannot survive. So I took them to Chhattisgarh. Raman Singh ji, ex-chief minister, you can see we are having breakfast with him to introduce them. And you see, this is the statement made by the Guru Mata. They say that one day, so her daughter sang Vande Mataram. She sings Vande Mataram. And so the Kankhal, there's a long story about Kankhal. I will, since I am almost done with 1 hour, I have to cover many more. So there's a long story. I will cover it much later, but it is very, very important. And this is in a press conference. Guru Mata said that Bharat hamari dusri matrbhumi hai. That means Bharat is our second motherland. Now they themselves are saying Bharat is our second motherland. Now we are coming to Hungary. Now the Hungarians, the Transylvania, the Romania, they say that we are the Chauhan Rajputs. And we found that so much of similarities in Transylvania with Sanaatana Dharma. Like they are called Sakais. Now Lord Buddha was called Sakyamuni. And they say that their king, who they once migrated from India, and they established 32 kingdoms in Europe. And even the biggest dynasty of China, Han dynasty, that is the Home dynasty. He said they are the people who migrated. And they had two important kings, King Attila and King Arpad. Now, when I went to the villages and asked old ladies, where have you come from? So the village ladies say that we came along with King Arpad 1,000 years back, and he brought along with him a black statue of goddess. So they worship Kali, and they are great warriors. They are great warriors. In Rajasthan, the Chauhans have many kingdoms like Ajmer, Kota, Bundi, Sirohi, Jalore, Jaisalmer. So the Chauhan kingdoms are existing in India. They are also called Sakai. So there is in Sambar near Ajmer is one of our famous temple of Shaka Amba, the Shakambri Mata temple, which is one of our main Hindu temple, is their goddess. So this is of Budapest. You can see me here. I wonder if you all know this gentleman. He is Mr. Ravi Kumar Iyer from Chennai. He's a RSS Pracharak Raviji. I took him along with me to all these places because when I discovered all these things, nobody would believe me in India that the entire Europe has Sanatan Dharma. So I requested Raviji to come along with me. And so we are at Budapest. Now they are the tribal kings. You can see on the right hand side, you can see him exactly poised like Maharana Pratap. You can see that he's on a horse. Now these are the 12 tribal kings who form the Hungary, and they say that their king Arpad migrated 1,000 years back. Now they gather once in a year. We attended this function. And now they also worship Kalki god. The Kalki god is called Chaba. The Kalki god is called Chaba in Hungary. The Kalki god is worshipped in whole of Europe. Now you can see the Hungarians also worship Shiva. They call Turul. Their Pakshiraj is called Tural. The Sarveshwar is called Tural. You can see this Pakshiraj, the wind bull. They worship Lord Shiva. This is in Kamakhya Mata, the same Pakshiraj. They also worship the deer goddess. They worship deer goddess. The king of Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, they worship deer goddess. And when I took them to one of the temples of Lalita Sundari in Nagpur, and there is a sloka written in Sanskrit. So the hungry guru said, "Oh, this is what is our goddess. This is our goddess." And then we did Havan for them, and he visited Kamakhya Mata temple near Ajmer, and this is the Kamakhya Mata temple of Ajmer in Sakhar Lake City. Now we come to Greece, Macedonia, Italy. Now, I think I have taken a lot of time. Maybe I can cover more later on. I think I would like to give some time for you all to ask me questions. I will try to answer these questions as much as possible because I am not a very learned person. It is just that it happened that I had this opportunity to visit so many countries, meet these gurus, bring them to India, study together, and found that the Sanatana culture is all over Europe. Just that they have been suppressed by the church. But they are now rising. Now they are rising and they are adopting themselves the ancient culture again. So this was a short presentation which I have given. We have presentation for each group in length. So I will stop sharing now, and you can ask me questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dhanyavadamulu. Now, it's a beautiful presentation, and it is enlightenment that the Sanatana Dharma is originally all over the world. Okay, now if anybody wants to ask questions, the forum is open. I will unmute everybody. Those who want to ask questions can unmute and speak.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah.
Anything about Russia, he told me it's a fully Vedic culture, Sanatana Dharma. I think he has not touched the Russia, present Russia.
Could you tell something more about Russian effect of Russia, Sanatana Dharma on Russia?
See, in Russia, quite a few of them are Slavic people. I've done research on Slavic people. We are in contact with the Slavic. They have total Vishnu Purana. The Slavics have a concept of Meru Parvat. They also have a oak tree concept of, and on top of the Meru Parvat, there are 4 gods and goddesses. And on the tree, on the top of the tree, they say that in the sky they call Gagan. We also call Gagan. But say the blue sky is Gagan, it's a bird. Why we call Akash? We also call Gagan, but they call sky Gagan. And they say that there's a river which is flowing down to the earth. And during the roots, under the roots are Patal Loka. And for them, there are 2 demons, 2 Rakshasa. One is Val and Vrata, which is given in which is given in Vishnu Puran also. Val and Vrata. So they also have same word. There is no difference. Val and Vrata. They are the Asura for them. And they believe that next to the tree, there is a well which has a white colored water. It's a white like milk. And they say that Lord Shiva is protecting this tree. And they call the Shiva. They have a name for the Shiva, like I told you, when he's in the form of a bird, he's in the form of a bird, Shiva. So they have the same kind of story. You will be surprised that they celebrate Holi also. Now, in the Holi, they make two effigies of one male and one female, and they take it around the village, and later on, they save the male effigy, and they burn the female and throw it into water. So when we come to the festivals, their festivals are matching. They are matching with the total Sanaatana Dharma, the Russia, the Slavic. They are in Russia, they are in Poland, they are in Czech Republic, they are in Croatia. So many countries, they are the Slavic people. It is just that we have been prevented to work there because there is a communist government there. If you are allowed to work there, I think more will come. That is why many Russians are attracted towards India. Many Russians are attracted towards India.
Okay,
Hari Om.
Rajyalakshmi.
Hari Om.
Cheppandi.
I would like to have a question, ask Mathurji, Namaste. I am Prabhakara here.
Namaste ji. Yes,
Namaste. I joined a bit late because I was stuck up somewhere. So I joined a bit late. Sorry for that. It's an excellent information I have from you. Now, what I doubt is, what is their opinion about Karma Siddhanta and Atma? Anything, any highlight on that?
No, I will not go into the philosophy part of it. You see, that's the philosophy and religious part of it.
Okay.
I'm not a very great scholar.
But you must have talked to them a number of times. Do they believe having a rejanma?
Yes, they believe in reincarnation.
No.
They worship their ancestors. In Lithuania, every day on their dining table, they have one plate for their ancestors.
Okay.
During the Shraddh time, they also visit the cemeteries. They take good food and offer to the ancestors. They believe in ancestors. They believe in Atma. They believe in reincarnation. Yes, they believe in all this.
There's an excellent confirmation that is matching as our culture.
Yes, I told you their festivals are matching with our festivals. Their gods and goddesses are matching with our gods and goddesses. Our most of the gods are worshipped by them, but they have a little different name. But they are all coming out in Sanskrit. Now it's a very ancient Sanskrit, which at least I am unable to follow. But when we go into the dictionary, we find those words. Like other day, I mentioned to you, they called their main god is Lord Pashuram. So they call Danda. Danda Pashuram, right? But what is the explanation? They say a god with better legs and cauldron. God
what is the
which has
story of Parshuram?
Parsa and Kamandal in the hand.
What is the story of Parshuram? Is it matches with our story of Parshuram? Does the story of Parshuram?
He has a battle axe, a Parsa and a Kamandal in the hand. Now that's how they worship God Pashuram.
Do they have a story about him? Any story about him?
Yes, many stories about Lord Pashuram, many.
Okay.
In fact, he is their main god. He is the main god of Celtic people.
Any authentic book on this?
I told you, no, this, they have many books, but you have to first understand the basics. Once you finish basic, then you start understanding that language. Then you start understanding the in-depth story of you see that now Lord Parshuram went even before Ramayana. So you can imagine how ancient in the language. Like I personally gave you on telephone. They call Indra La.
Yeah.
Now nobody knows in India that Indra is called La. Maybe Sanskrit scholars, but a common man doesn't know Indra is called La. But when I see Sanskrit dictionary, it is given that La means Indra.
Yeah.
So uh, that ancient Sanskrit. Now see, imagine the Lithuanian Guru Mata. Her daughter name is Ugne. Now I said that no. He says it is fire. I said no. In India we call Agni. So I went to Bangalore. There is a Veda Vigyan Gurukula in Bangalore. When we requested them to chant Vedas, they were chanting Ugne only. In Vedas, it is chanted Ugne. Now, common Indian doesn't know Ugne means Agni. For people who is good in Sanskrit will know. A common man doesn't know Ugne means. But there they call Agni Ugne.
Great. So we
Yeah,
have
I
some
was
more.
mentioning about the goddess Meenakshi.
Yeah.
So the Meenakshi temple, the Meen means fish, Akshi means eyes. Now in Lithuania, they call eyes Akshi. Now I cannot, as a common Indian, I don't know Akshi means eyes. Now it is they told us when I took them to Meenakshi temple. They said, listen, this is we call Akshi and Meen means fish. So it is the goddess. It is the goddess, Meen goddess, keeping an eye on the people. So it is that ancient Sanskrit. You may understand because you are a Sanskrit scholar, but I cannot understand.
Good. That's correct. So I request BD Patel and Sastri Garu, SKM Sastri Garu, and other Sriram. Anybody would like to react? And it's an opportunity for us to have a discussion with a learned person of various countries, which is having Sanaatana Dharma. Please take this opportunity and interact with him so that we can gain more and more information on this.
Surendra Mathur ji, Shubh Sandhya.
Sir,
Ji, namaste.
may I ask?
कैसे हैं आप?
Namaste. Sir, I'm Rajalakshmi.
మీరు మాట్లాడండి. రాజలక్ష్మి గారు మీరే మాట్లాడండి, తర్వాత నేను మాట్లాడతాను. రాజలక్ష్మి గారు
లక్ష్మి గారు మాట్లాడండి. Hari Om.
Did you ask any question, please? Did you ask me any question?
Mute.
Okay. Rajalakshmi Garu, can you unmute and talk? I think she's unmuting when we are talking. Okay, BD Patel ji.
माथुर जी शुभ संध्या. मैंने कहा नमस्कार.
Namaskar.
जी, are you asking me something?
हाँ जी सुरेंद्र जी. अच्छा, एक हम ये चाहते थे कि कहीं से हमको ये मिलेगा शब्दकोश जो इंडियन वर्ड्स इक्वल इन दी अदर लैंग्वेजेस, जैसे लुथेनिया हो गया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया हो गया, ऐसा कहीं कुछ मिलेगा जो हम उसको एक दूसरे कंपेयर कर सकें या एक दूसरे को अप्लाई कर सकें. अब जैसे आपने कहा मीनाक्षी तो कोई भी समझेगा. मीन का मतलब मछली है, अक्षी का मतलब आंख है. इसके अतिरिक्त इसी को हम जापान में क्या बोलते हैं, इसी को अभी जो विष्णु है विष्णु के नाम अलग अलग देवताएं हैं हर जगह ब्रह्मांड में, मैंने देखा है। तो उसके वो नाम और ये नाम बराबर है, ऐसा कुछ अपने को कहीं मिलेगा? हम उस पर काम कर रहे हैं। इंडिया आउट ऑफ इंडिया, ऐसा है।
सबसे पहले तो the Lithuanians have published a dictionary.
अच्छा
It is
अच्छा
officially been published.
अच्छा
The Lithuanians have published that their words and what is spoken to the similarities between Sanskrit and the Lithuanian language.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। हम चाहते हैं क्या उसका सॉफ्ट कॉपी मिल सकता है कहीं पर, किसी वेबसाइट से हम
And
डाउनलोड
they
कर
are
सकते हैं
claiming
सॉफ्ट
that their
कॉपी?
language is a Sanskrit language. They are claiming. The official professor
Exactly.
of Sanskrit from Lithuanian University visited India
अच्छा
and he
नहीं,
delivered lectures in many universities.
अच्छा 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 ठीक। हम ये प्रश्न कर रहे थे कि क्या हमें उसके सॉफ्ट कॉपी मिल सकता है या कोई वेबसाइट है जहां से हम डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं?
Okay, I will find out
प्लीज
Lithuanians.
और इसी
And
ग्रुप
if
में
they
डाल
can
दीजिए
give
आप।
us a website where you can find this, even the Latvians, yeah, we will do that.
Exactly.
We will do that. Wherever, whatever we find, we will do that. Yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm Subramaniam here. Namaste, Mathur sir. This regarding this Lithuanian Sanskrit, I just peruse so many channels in TV. In one of the channels, there was a Sanskrit professor of London, who that girl is based in London, and her friend of Lithuania. Both were discussing their subjects, and she was quoting some Sanskrit words, and that person was quoting the other meaning of Lithuania, and both are matching. Similarly,
right.
she was quoting so many words from Sanskrit, and that Lithuanian person says these are the words from Lithuania, the meaning of that. And after it was almost a 1 hour discussion, and so many words have come out, common words have come out in their discussion, that Sanskrit and Lithuania are the same, almost same.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Chance comes, I'll try to post that name of the program what was broadcasted. It not only Lithuania, there is one more country also that lady of London Sanskrit person says. It is 4 or 5 countries around that which has so many common words between their language and Sanskrit.
Okay. Now the Latvians are also the same. The Latvians, it is called Prussian culture,
Okay.
not Persia. Don't confuse with Persia. It is called Prussian culture. Now the Prussian culture had Latvia, Lithuania, part of Germany, part of Poland, part of Estonia, and they were all Prussian culture. The Prussian culture has Sanskrit words. The language is almost pure Sanskrit.
So, can we think that our ancestors migrated from that place, or
you can find in
from
Latvia
our country
also
migrated to Europe?
I have a very simple answer for this.
Okay.
You see, they are still struggling to find meaning of many words. But every Indian will understand their language if explained properly.
Yes. Yeah.
Ours is the root of all the culture. Ours is the root.
Oh.
Every Indian will understand. Every Bharatiya will understand. If you say this is the Sanskrit word, this is what it means. But if you talk to them or you tell them, they will not understand. You can find how this, what is the origin of the word, how it is connected, so many things.
Yeah.
I find that gods and goddesses, like I told you will find them somewhere in India. Like I gave you the example of Lithuania. They say Lakshmi Laime. Now we went to Tripura. I took them to Tripura, and we found that they are also calling Laime. The women, the female folks, the ladies have named Laime, Lakshmi Laime. Laume, Kali, Saule. It's a Saule is pure Sanskrit word which means anything shining. The
Shining.
Tripura people call sun Saule.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can imagine the Tripura words matching with Lithuania.
Oh.
Now how and they exist today.
Oh. So is there any research work going on finding the common this thing about relation between other country languages and Indian culture and something like that?
Actually, we have just gone through the first stage. We have established contact with the gurus.
Oh.
We have at least established contact with the gurus and made them realize that their ancient culture is close to Indian culture.
Okay.
Now, we have just crossed the first stage now.
Okay.
Now we have to go in depth study.
Okay.
We have to go in depth study now.
Okay.
And that it needs a lot of effort, and we need many scholars to do this. I think the universities should take on this one now.
Yeah, that is good. Okay, thank you,
Can
sir.
you-
I've
Well,
taken a
I
lot of
cannot
time.
say today. I don't claim that I'm the master. No, I'm still in the learning stage. Many times I feel that this is the correct word. Then later I find that it is wrong. I'm still correcting myself.
That is your magnanimity, sir. But we are still in a shock, seeing so many things, facts, what you have told us. Really, we are in a shock. It's a great this thing, and thank you very much. I have taken a lot of time in this. Thank you very much.
Sir,
Thank you very much.
Mahodaya. See, in 2011 or 2012, there is a conclave in Denmark, ethnic religions. So all these people they have attended that. Do you have an idea at that time? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, during 2011 or 2012, there is a conclave of ethnic religions in Denmark. So, do you have any idea of that meeting and who are the people? All these people, Baltic or Baltic and Slavic people have attended those meeting there?
I attended one conference of European ethnic group, which was held in Riga a few years back. And this year also they invited me. They have a group called ethnic culture of Europe or something like that. But every time it's not possible to visit them because most of them are coming to us in India. So in one-to-one interaction is far better than visit. So it's very expensive traveling, very expensive. Traveling is very expensive.
How many people, how many gurus, how many ethnic religions gurus you know?
See, I know gurus from France. I know them from Ireland, from Britain, from America, from Belgium. I know them from Croatia. I know them from Lithuania, Latvia, Hungary, Greece, Italy. Many groups, many gurus.
Can
We are
we
in
arrange
contact.
can we arrange an online conference with them?
See, what happens is earlier I was organizing similar webinar every Saturday, and I was making them talk one by one.
Yeah.
But because of the Russia-Ukraine war, we had to stop it because there was a controversy between the Russian group and the American group, the European group.
Can you share it?
So I thought
Okay. Can you share with me the
so I
names
stopped
and
almost a year back.
contact numbers? Can you share with me their names and contact numbers whom you know? Do you have any list like that?
They may not respond. I can request them if they can attend a webinar and give a lecture. That will be better. And once they give lecture, then and then I give you the contact so that they know who you are.
Yeah, okay.
I will
Anyway,
request them
I would like
to come on your webinar. Yeah, and then slowly, one by one, they will get in contact with you. You know, that is a better way. Rather
that will
than
be,
giving you and you writing them, then they may not respond to you at all.
that will be great. If you can arrange at least once in a month, one of those people to one Saturday, it will
Yes,
be
yes,
great.
that we can try. Yes, that
Yeah.
we can try. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you. Yeah, that is possible.
So that because many people are there on our line, also on our website, webinar groups are there. So today only 40 people have attended. Normally 60, 70, 80 people attend. So, but somehow people are busy with Kartik Masam and other things, and Kashi, some people went. So that's why people are less. Otherwise, it's a good gathering, I feel. So we can introduce one by one to the people here. And that will be, and we
Yes,
are recording and keeping the YouTube also.
yes.
So please help us in doing that.
Please, I will do that. Certainly.
And if you feel that you can give one more lecture, most welcome. One or two more, any lectures, any number of lectures you want to give on this, you are welcome. Anytime you give us the date, we will arrange it. Saturdays.
Yes. Okay.
Saturday,
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Gautam ji.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you very much. Very excellent lecture is there, and also we are overwhelmed to understand that you went to so many countries and found the similarities with Vedic culture. So, what do you think that this trend, as you are telling, that Sanaatana Dharma is again reviving? That means what is that? Another phase of the civilization is coming when this Abrahamic religion will be superseded by Sanaatana Dharma. You have any idea? You can any forecast. You can do that.
Well, I couldn't hear you properly. I think there is some disturbance. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, what I'm telling, you told that the Sanatana Dharma is getting revived in some places where they are suppressed by church. So, do you think that any time is going to come, maybe in 50 years, 100 years, that there will be again upsurge of this revival of Sanatana Dharma fully, and the Abrahamic religion will be superseded by Sanatana Dharma?
What you mean is, can Sanatana Dharma take over?
Well, I see, we worked on Lithuania for 25 years. And last month, the Lithuanian ambassador gave me an appreciation letter. Imagine an ambassador giving me appreciation. So, publicity in Lithuania. I have not done the publicity. The elders who visited us, they did publicity in their own country. And I showed you the slides when they realized that their culture and our culture is Vedic culture. Now, the very fact, once the gurus start realizing that their culture and our culture is same, their gods and goddesses are same, our language is same, it goes down to the every person in that country. Now they are visiting every year. They feel India as a home. We make them feel India a home. You know, that is an important aspect of it. So if we can look after the gurus, the elders, they will do the other part.
Yeah.
They are going to propagate everything in their own country. They are going to tell their disciples that, listen, we have ancient link with India. And then slowly, the government also, slowly we made the government realize that Lithuania is a Vedic culture. And our efforts, I don't want to take the credit, but we decided it's a small country, but we should have an embassy. So you will be very happy. The the government with our request, they opened a Indian embassy in Lithuania now. And the ambassador has been posted. So it's a very big achievement. So it's a slow process, but we have to go through the gurus, not common man. If we go through gurus, go through the learned people, then they spread the message slowly. And this slow process is more important than hurrying it up. No point hurrying it up. The slow process is always better because they know how the people are going to react. And every time when the guru comes, we request them to bring at least 2, 3 new people to see India. Slowly it has built up. And now they say that India is our motherland. So it's a very big achievement.
Yes, yes.
We have not gone and opened a temple there. We haven't gone and told them, okay, how to pray, how to do dharma. No, nothing. Now they will come themselves. They will come to our guru. They will like to know. I take them to Kanchi Kotam Shankaracharya ji. I took them to Jagannath Puri Shankaracharya ji. I make them meet all of them. But I only request that because they are the gurus of those countries, please give them the same respect.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to tackle this very delicately, very systematically, and very slow process.
Yes.
Yeah, right, sir.
Thank you.
Say, I understand this pietas, Italian religion, Italian ethnic religion, has been recognized by United Nations. Is it correct?
Yeah, say again, please.
This pietas, the Italian religion, ethnic religion, was recognized and approved by the United Nations as an approved religion. Is it correct?
I'm not sure, but I think he did post me also. Same, the Hellenes of Greece also posted that the government has recognized them as one of the indigenous groups or one of the religion. The Petas, I'm not sure. He may have posted me. Maybe I don't remember. But they were trying because they say that our religion is more ancient than the church.
Who else are in the books of United Nations? Which are the religions that are in the United Nations list or applied or trying for recognition or something like that?
Yeah, they have to first apply. They have to apply in their own country. Unless the country recognizes them, otherwise, even if UNO recognize, has no value at all.
Okay.
Unless they are recognized in their own country.
So you have a list of all the gurus with you, naturally, right?
Say again, please.
You have the list of all gurus and contact numbers, etc., as such with you.
Yeah, I mean, many of them are in contact on WhatsApp. Some are through email. Some of them are through Messenger. There are few people who only want to talk on Messenger and send messages on Messenger. There are few people are ready to share their email. Not all of them want to give their mobile number. There are different things.
Okay. More than contact number. When we ask them to give us a paper, 1 or 2 pages paper on their religion, so that we can publicize that in our country, in our circles.
Yeah, I will. I
Can you
will
ask
try
since
this one by one.
Since you know all the people, can you ask them to give a brief of their religion, what they feel about their religion, for the information of other people, and that we can publicize in our groups. I have got number of groups with me. I will publicize in that.
Okay,
And
we will try.
I got a Vedic journal. Is there. Vedavani journal is there. In that also we'll publish it.
Okay.
If they give a paper on their religion, we will try to publish, because that is also Veda Samskruti only. So since that is Veda Samskruti, whatever they feel about Veda Samskruti, let them give a paper to us.
Okay.
Those papers we will publish in our journal. It's ISSN journal. ISSN
Yeah,
number
but
is
they
also
have sometimes problem of the language. Sometimes they have the problem of the language. So I will try, and we can discuss on this later on. There's no problem.
Okay. Even if they give in their language, we will try to translate it in English.
Okay.
With some translator. And then publish it. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Please try to work on that. Try to do work on that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir, Mathurji. Thank you so much for taking out your time and giving us insight into the influence of Sanatana Dharma on our culture, on Europe. We are looking for more lectures from you. You are showing the slides, which we'd like to go through all of them and get more insight into this. I will get in touch with you for more schedules. And secondly, you also said that you will give some papers. I mean, get some papers from the gurus of the other countries where Sanatana Dharma is connected with their religion or with their local people. That also is very, very significant milestone in knowing our history. Okay, now anybody else wants to ask question or talk? Otherwise, we'll go for Prarthana.
Sir, I want to ask one little question. It is not at all actually a question. I feel that nowadays in all the channels, they were telling that all these Europe countries were flooded with Muslim that refugees. Is there any effect on the ethnic groups about this conversion of Muslim and what is the effect on our this Sanatana Dharmis groups? Once we establish people to people connection with India, then they know that parallelly with the gurus, whatever we are doing, with the people connection also is very much important, I feel.
Sorry, I could not understand because the voice is very slow. If you, Colonel Babu, can you explain me what she's asking?
Yeah, nowadays there is a lot of influence of migrants to Europe from other faiths like Islamic. Will these ethnic groups are affected by them
Presence.
at present?
Frankly speaking, I have not understood the question. I have not understood the question.
So let me
You say
explain,
that
sir.
there are people who
Let
are
me explain.
migrating to Europe. Migrating to Europe, are they affecting the ethnic groups?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You see, the people who are migrating to Europe, are you hinting towards the Muslim population, or
Yes.
you are talking?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes, they are very much affected. They are very much affected, and they are very angry also. But they are helpless because of the political reasons. So the whole of Europe is disturbed because of the Muslim migration. They are creating chaos there. They are taking away their females. They are getting married. They have almost penetrated into their society, and now they are helpless. Now we are also facing the same kind of problem, like Rohingyas coming from Burma, Bangladesh, people migrating. So we have to, this problem, we are also already facing the same problem. This is worldwide problem. Even in America, you will find this problem going on. Why only in Europe? In the whole world. And they are migrating. Their population is increasing all the time, and they would like to migrate, and they like to live a good life. So they find the safe haven. Even in Canada, you know how it is happening. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very, very careful. The lesson to be learned is that we have to be very, very careful.
The second session, what she told was, can we establish a people-to-people contact with those ethnic groups? Now, can you make them members of our Samiti?
Make them member of your?
our Samiti, our groups.
Yes,
can- we-
certainly.
so
Actually,
we are open
I will
to make
speak
them
to
members in
them.
our group.
I will speak to them. If they are ready to give a webinar, then we will organize their webinars and then put you and make contact with you so that in future you can directly contact with them.
Not only giving webinars, they can attend webinars also if required, if they
Yes, yes. Then you can send them email or whatever way they want you want to join them, and they can. The only problem which you are going to face is the time when you're organizing the webinar.
we will change the time for them if they want.
Yeah. So the timings are, if it has to match, and the timings change from winter to summer. So you have to change the timings according to their suitable time.
So we will find out the time and see accordingly. No problem. That please coordinate on that.
Okay. All right.
Rajalakshmi garu.
Yes, sir. Thank you for giving opportunity. सर माथुर साहब, या अगर वो लोग जानते हैं कि हम हिंदुस्तान में ऐसे कोई है, वो लोग जैसे उनका रूट्स ऐसा कुछ हमसे मिलते हैं, वो लोग जानते हैं?
Colonel Babu, can you explain, please? The voice is very hazy.
Do they know that their roots are looking alike with ours? Do
they know
this knowledge?
do they know that their roots are from India?
Yes, most of them know it, but they are not vocal on it. They don't immediately accept. It is we took many years for these gurus to, when we gave them respect, we took them around, and we never tell them that you are a Hindu. No, we don't say that. We don't say that you are a Sanatani. No. They themselves slowly say that, yes, ours is a Vedic culture. They accept it. So it's one should not force on them. But they know that, yes, like we had this Diwali as a new year. It took me 10 years to come out openly that, yes, Diwali is also their festival. Took me 10 years. Now they realize that, yes, on the no moon's day, on Amavasya of Diwali is their new year. Now they are accepting. And I find them on their Facebook also. I find them on many groups also. And that is why you will find in America, they have started joining Hindus to celebrate Diwali. That's a good news to you. They have started joining Hindus on Diwali, even in England. They've started celebrating with Indians some festivals. It's a very positive sign.
Mainly,
but you have to convince the gurus. Gurus are very important.
Mainly that holy festival celebrating two male and female, one female and one male, and destroying the female, immersing the female one and keeping the male one. That matches with our holy story, Holika story. Holika and Prahalada story. It matches with that.
Agreed. But it has a different, it is a different form. That's all. The method of celebration is slightly different. And this is done in Ukraine, Poland, Russia, so many Slavic countries. Now, we never knew that they celebrate Holi. So it is only after interacting with them we realize that it is the same festival.
Yes. Holika dies and Prahalad survives.
And the timings are also matching.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a Purnami, full moon day. They do it. They do it full moon day, Holi, that festival, what they are doing it.
You see, let me explain to you about the festival. You see, the church has the Pope, sixth Pope, fixed the dates of the festival. He said, stop this moon calendar, you follow Gregorian calendar. So he fixed the dates and not as per the moon calendar. So you will find variation by 10, 20, 10, 15 days. But the festivals are same. But the gurus are still quietly following the moon calendar.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. If there are no other questions, we will go for prarthana, please.
Yes.
Venkateswarlu garu.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
ధన్యవాదములండి వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారు. Now we'll go for reciting national anthem. I request all of you to stand up, and Venkateswar Rao garu will recite. You all follow.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे गागे तव सुभाषिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
ధన్యవాదములండి వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.